All right. Yeah. Like. Ding, 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 ding. Insert ads. Of course. Can we? Seems weird you could insert an ad into a live show. That doesn't make sense. There we go. Yeah, we got ads. Fuck yeah. Fucking every time you see an ad, just hear fucking cash registers.
Hear people logging off.
Yeah, that too. All right, let me check out the live chat. What's going on here? Show your support for the Buckeye Cast. There's some other weird thing called super stickers. I don't even know what that is. My wife usually doesn't like it when I do that. Spat joke. Super chat. $50. Oh no, I'm not giving us $50. Nobody's in yet, so we can.
You can put a Venmo or something in there to for donation. There's another like finance guy that I do that people throw him $5 here and there. He's got a couple 100,000 people though, and
yeah, it's in the description of every one of our shows. I have a Venmo, Cash App, and
nice.
PayPal. Remember Cassie last year? She gave us like $30 once.
Yeah.
And
Probably
she disappeared.
2 bottles of wine in.
She's a good girl. Apparently. I don't know. She emailed me too. She's like, "Did you get my money?" I was like, "Yeah, it's awesome. Thank you." So let's talk super chats. Stream, ping, viewer, analytics. So tonight, yeah, we're on. What do you guys want to talk about? We're going to talk. The big topic of conversation is scrimmage updates. I don't know how much you guys have heard. I'm going to do the whole intro here in a sec, but.
Well, did check your news.
Hold up. What happened?
James Peoples commits to Ohio State.
Oh, fuck yeah, I knew it. God damn it. I already recorded tomorrow morning's episode of Recruiting. Fucking cocksucker.
Nice.
Give me some of that Texas running back. I love that shit.
Oh, yeah. Good shit. All right. So we'll talk about that, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't have to text you guys. So that's a bonus. Yeah, that dude's money. And well, I'm gonna mention that. I got a big FU for Michigan fans regarding running backs. Yeah, so a big fucking boom for the Buckeyes. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We appreciate all of our subscribers, everybody that shows up every week, and our newcomers. We're going to have a lot of people new to the show coming in tonight to get that Amazon gift card we're giving away. I did want to mention Tyrone and Steven. Make sure you are in that giveaway. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on that announcement. I'm not sure if both of you guys are in there. $100 Amazon gift card. Hopefully you will enjoy it. Buy me something special. But yes, we are back. We are so freaking back. Happy to be here. We had a fun, exciting, lively team meeting. That's why we're a little late. Jeff told me all the issues he has with me, and then Shawn disagreed with all of them. But we are back. Pull up a stool, pour a drink. Let's talk some fucking Buckeye football. Please subscribe if you're not. everybody, if you are new to the show, the super chats, hit the super chats. I'm telling you, those support the show. Those get us better equipment. So Shawn doesn't sound like he's in a tunnel. So Jeff doesn't sound like he's on top of a double wide in the Orlando area. We appreciate everybody. Thank you, and thank you. Season 8, we're in the midst of it. We already cranked it up. We're talking about having a meetup in Columbus if anybody's interested, probably August before the season gets rolling, but dates are open. Would love some feedback on what you guys would like to do if you have any interest at all. And if there's a good time of year, month, week, whatever, let me know. You can email me or just comment on this video. You always have my email address, joe@thebuckeyecast.com. So we're going to do the Amazon gift card giveaway. Jeff and Shawn, how do you feel about this this big giveaway? You think I don't even know what to ask because.
Well, Joe, I mean, I'm super pumped that we got a huge influx of subscribers. Hopefully they stick around after the drawing. We got some good Buckeye information to share with y'all. So no, it's super exciting to see how much it's grown in this short period of time right here. So yeah, looking forward to making somebody happy with some gift card.
Right. Yeah, Steven Cherry says he's in. So
Let's go.
Let's go, Steven.
I want to see this guy win.
Yeah, this guy, he will give you a score prediction right now today for any game. I'm gonna start asking like games 10 years out, see what he says.
We got a home and home with Bama, I think, in 28 and 29. What do you think, Steven?
There we go. Yeah.
Somewhere in the end of the decade, we have a home and home with Bama.
Oh, Tyrone wants us to come up to
Maybe.
Notre Dame country for the game. I could weasel that into my life. Yes, thank you. Whoever Paul says, whoever wins, verify the YouTube handle. Yes, I would like to give a special shout out to those specific cocksuckers who try and claim being the winner of all the last gift cards I've given away. I've had so many spammers try and claim, oh, I won the $50 gift card. No, you didn't, because I already gave it away to the right person. Get the fuck out of here. So yes, I will be verifying the YouTube handle and their address. Don't have to worry about that. Thank you though for the reminder. Tyrone, I would love to come up to South Bend. I would love to see Touchdown Jesus.
Oh yeah,
that's doable for me. That's not that far.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe, where do we fly in? We don't fly into South Bend from Orlando or Tampa. Where are we going to? We got to go to Gary. Might as well just fly into O'Hare.
Fort Wayne.
Drive over.
I don't know.
Probably Fort Wayne.
Yeah, maybe Allegiant flies into one of those tiny airports.
Sanford to Fort Wayne. Those Sanford to Fort Wayne action.
Yeah,
there you go.
Well traveled. Right. I got Clearwater Airport over here has Allegiant, so that's a possibility. Tyrone. Tyrone.
I tell you what, that doesn't sound like a bad idea either. We'll have to talk about it more off air, but that would that stadium, that country, that time of year, that big a game. That'd be a great atmosphere. So we can talk about that more off air.
So that's going to be like end of September, early October. Yeah, that's not bad weather.
Yeah, still good weather. We can talk about it.
Sounds good. So yeah, we do have to talk. We have to talk about James Peoples, the 4-star out of San Antonio, Texas. Family has Buckeye ties from the Cleveland and Youngstown areas. Commits tonight. Yes. We needed that guy. I knew it was coming. I knew we were going to get a commit this weekend. Glad it's him. We really needed that dude. Love his personality. Super smart, sharp kid. He's going to be like he reminds me of a J.K. Dobbins in his intelligence, smarts, just awareness and ability to carry an interview and stuff like that. So, by the way, he's pretty freaking good on the football field too. What do you guys think?
I kind of like that comparison to JK, not just being the Texas bred. But yeah, I gotta see more of him. I'm gonna check more of the highlights out now. But yeah, I mean, it's nice to get one of our, he was a running back target of ours. After we lost a commit to Michigan, one of our targets. So it's nice to get one here early and see where it goes. See how it builds from here. Maybe he's that type of recruit that can, start, bringing, being a leader as far as getting some guys on board. We'll wait and see. But exciting. We needed a running back. We needed one. You always got to get one.
We could possibly take 3 in this class. That's not out of the realm of possibility. Definitely 2. That's obvious. And I think Sam Williams-Dixon, who is now going by Sam Dixon, I believe he's a shoe-in. He's a 3-star right now, but I think he's definitely in. He just transferred from Millersburg. You guys remember Millersburg, right? Millersburg, Ohio.
Who hasn't been? Who doesn't know where Millersburg is?
Yeah, we had a nice long discussion about that.
Yeah. It's a nice callback.
So he transferred to Pickerington. So stepping up in competition, and let's see what happens with him. But it's definitely going to be a Buckeye.
A lot of that might determine, our that transfer portal and see what comes out of this running back room. We got a lot of depth right now. After next season, we could be looking at 3 of those guys being gone. So,
right.
Or possibly 4. I mean, that worst case scenario. I think that'll kind of give us an idea as the season goes along. Do we need to take 2 in this class, or do we need to really, stack the cupboard back up with 3? It's just, there's the season as the season plays out, after spring here and then, get into the fall, those running backs, that's going to kind of show itself, I think, and we'll see what injuries and stuff like that cause. But it's nice to get James Peoples right now headlining that running back room.
Right.
So exciting.
Well, to me it's extra important because of what went down here recently with Jordan Marshall out of Moeller. Going up north, which I don't know, confounds me a bit. But our guys, rated a little bit higher. I think he's the 5th best running back instead of the 7th. And we're not waiting on people. And I just don't see how, kind of like the wide receivers. I mean, how do you not want to be the running back at Ohio State? I mean.
No, now we got the Peoples.
That's right.
We're not waiting on Peoples. So that's the exact point I was going to make for all the Michigan fans out there listening. James Peoples is ranked in all recruiting services above Jordan Marshall. So come at me with your hate and your stupid comments, Michigan fans. I'm fine with it. What else? I guess we got to kind of get into. Tyrone says Buckeye fans are going to turn Notre Dame Stadium for that game. He can't stand Notre Dame fans. I can imagine. So we got to give away this gift card, I think. We should probably do that. What do you guys think?
Let's go ahead and do that.
Time, or should we hold out? Should we hold out and put it off? See who shows up.
Huh? Make them stick around to the end. Make them stick around to the end, Joe.
All right. You want some scrimmage updates?
Yeah, let me talk about that scrimmage.
All right. Go ahead, Jeff. Lead it off.
Well, as much from what we hear, it looks like the offense is coming along, is catching up. I don't know. I haven't heard much though about the offensive and defensive lines. I'm real curious to find out more about that and how. Whereas the first full time 11 on 11 looked like they said at the beginning the defense was winning more than they were losing, but then the offense started coming on. So I'm hoping to hear about more of our offensive line improvements or cohesion, at least, and seeing how if they're able to win, if they're winning more of those battles versus that front of our defense or not. So, hopefully you can enlighten me.
Yeah,
Well,
I'd
I'm
say
just seeing
go ahead, Shawn.
Yeah, I mean the stuff I'm seeing today is that the D line kind of won the day, and I don't know if that's so great on the D line. I mean, I heard Tyleek and some other people mentioned and got in there on some things, or is that a reflection of the O line? That's kind of my concern point right here, and I think they're moving guys in and out of that O line rotation a little more, and I just don't think on the interior that they're comfortable with where we're at right now. That's my concern of the whole thing. And then the other thing that's kind of out there is it seems like that Carnell Tate, you keep hearing about him. You heard about him before the first scrimmage, then you heard about him at the scrimmage. Now you're hearing about him at the scrimmage, and that's a good sign. Pretty excited. I think this kid might make his way onto the field. I don't know if into a heavy rotation, but onto the field.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about Garrett Wilson playing as a freshman, it was later in the season, Chris Olave later in the season. So yeah, I think Tate is definitely going to see the field. It's just when and how much, So, but yeah, I'm super excited. He was the best player on the field, they said. Mike Hall had a back-to-back sacks, but I mean, again, is it poor O-line development? Donovan Jackson was out. Right tackle is not solidified. Mahalski was out. It's just Tegra at right. So who knows?
As we expect our defensive line, Joe, to be one of the best in the country, right? So it would stand the reason that they would be winning against our O-line right now. And especially the lack of depth we have. So if we have a couple of guys out, meaning, and you just mentioned our best offensive lineman, I think, in Donovan Jackson, that goes a long way. And so I actually, I'd like to see that our defensive line is pretty much controlling things right now. Going off of that, especially if we're going against backups, because we know our backups aren't anywhere close to being ready for, game action against Big Ten top levels. So it is kind of comforting to hear Michael Hall's, he's practicing hard, he's healthy, and making plays, because I expect him to do that, every game he suits up in. Of
course. Right. So yeah, the D-line was dominant across the board. They were in the backfield, but again, is it because the O-line is working with some second teamers? And we talked about it before, that there's a huge drop off from the first team to the second team. So,
well, it feels it feels like the stuff that's coming out, the pressure's all up the middle too. I don't feel like it's the tackles and the ends that are doing a bunch of, it seems to me to be the guards and center and the D tackles that are involved in all of this.
Right.
And our returning starters are the guards. They should be the kind of the anchor of our O-line this year. I mean, it's hard to say without seeing, without even having any video really, to start saying, singling guys out. Why is this guy we put as center not stepping up, or he's not meeting the challenge? Why is there not a guy pushing him more? But like you said, if they're probably really cautious with Jones and Jackson, as far as, look, his amount of reps, we don't need these guys going 40 plays in the scrimmage. We got to make sure that they stay fresh. So, it could be a lot of factors. We don't know, like, what specifically the rotation is. So,
right.
I don't want to be too alarmed. It's still way too early. We haven't seen the game yet, or the spring game. I mean, so I think hopefully we'll get a good look there, at least for a couple series of, good on good, best 11, at least a little bit to get kind of a measuring stick. So I'll hold any real judgment until I get to see some of those new guys, on the, in a game type atmosphere.
Right. Yeah, Stephen Cherry's asking about Jahad Carter's knee injury in practice. I'm not finding any updates today on the severity. You just hope that, like Ryan Day said after the practice, that the knee is stable and it's not a ligament issue. So
was he going with the ones?
Yeah, he was in and out, but
him and Cam Martinez, right?
Cam Martinez was starting, but Jahad Carter was getting reps there at the slot. I believe so. He would have been in the twos. So yeah, I believe Cam is going to be the number one there as of right now, anyway.
He's a great athlete, hopefully
definitely thins out that room.
Sure it does. With Pryor and Sonny Styles and and Ransom, we don't even know. We can't even speculate really like what might happen as far as changing in that room. And we don't even know the severity of that injury. So hopefully we get some kind of clarity on that this week. And then we can start talking about who needs to move around with what position and and all the outrageousness that we can go through. But hopefully we get some good reports this week on him going forward. I like especially the new guys coming into the city. Him and Igbignosin. Like those are the guys I really want to see in spring ball. Guys that are experienced but new to us. Those are the guys I'm really looking forward to kind of watching on play by play. So hopefully it's something minor and we can still see some action from him.
Exactly. So yeah, folks, we appreciate everybody joining us. Don't forget, we have super chats, and I don't know what a super sticker is. It sounds pretty silly. Maybe that's things that kids like. I don't know, but hit the super chat. It supports the show and gets us better equipment and just keeps the show free. Honestly, that's the most important thing. We keep it free. We keep it free, fresh and free, right? Tonight we're going to talk about position depth. We're going to give grades for each position group and how we feel about the depth at that group. So like an A, B, C, D, F. Anything else for this on the scrimmage that you guys want to cover? I think we got into most of the details there.
No, I like watching that. Even though the video was kind of from a distance, though, it showed Chip Trainum busting that long run. Looked like he was moving pretty well on that turf. But
he went 70.
Yeah. Like the video I saw, that the nice catch at the sideline by Cornell Tate. He doesn't look like an 18-year-old. He looks like an experienced receiver out there. And I think it was a good throw. I mean, the quarterback looked good sprinting out to the side there too. So big 33 looked like a halfback pass or something. But no, Devin Brown looked like he's moving well too. So it's nice to see everybody, not even just the projected starters, but the younger guys or the guys that may seemingly be number twos right now, making plays, because that means they're pushing the ones. So always good to see.
Yeah, Shawn, do you have any concerns about the O-line, especially when you see like Enoch Vamahi was in there for Donovan Jackson, and Enoch is what, a year older, I believe. 2 years.
At least one.
He's actually he's from the 2019 class, and Donovan's 2021 guy.
Well,
Shawn,
they
you get
had
concerned?
they had Vamahi going in there for both Jones and Jackson. So I don't know if they're just trying to build that depth, like, hey, it doesn't matter who goes down, Vamahi, you're the next guy in, so learn them both. I feel like maybe that's what's going on. He's been in the system. He's got to be
probably.
I always thought he was a fire hydrant, great guard build, and he should just be a road grader. So I'm hoping it's just to build depth, but yeah, it's a little different than years past. I feel, right? I feel like you have your 5 and you run them out there.
I think with the depth issue that we're dealing with on that O-line, and VMI does have, outside of the 5 projected starters, by far has the most time in the program and experience. Even the limited game experience he has is more than the rest. So I would imagine he is the third guard. He's the swing guard, right or left, I'm sure.
Right, but he was still getting swung
well
by the D line. So that's my concern, is this drop off from 1s to 2s.
Let's see.
Well, to me, I think that the bigger concern was that they were trading out the center a little bit, and I forget who the guy was that was getting the center snaps and
Hensman, Carson Hensman.
Yeah.
Vic Cutler, the transfer, right?
I think one of the highlights on those batted down balls is a low snap, and it's hard to recover and get back up and get that out, and so that's certainly a concern point at the center position. Even if you're calling the right protection and all the right shit, you still got to snap the ball right.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
we're really, I think we're really going to get to see this year, what kind of coach is Justin Fry. Maybe we get to, they talk about offensive line coaches. It's hard to really judge an offensive line coach, right? If your line plays well, the coach is great. If they play like shit, well, it must be the coaching. But as far as him building that depth and getting those guys to be able to battle, some of the best defensive linemen in the country, you gotta think that Ryan Day has him as a run game coordinator, I think, and as hired him as an offensive line coach and pays him a lot of money. He must think pretty highly of him. So we should expect him to do a pretty high level job. So we should hope that we should see more improvement, more and more as we move through spring into the fall. But that spring game, I'm going to be paying close attention to that that battle up front. That's going to be the most important thing for getting our quarterback happy or comfortable, at least.
Right. All right. So let's get into the position depth grades. But before we do that, we really need to award our $100 Amazon gift card.
Give it out.
Let's fucking do it. I hope everybody in the chat has entered the contest. Here we go. I got to share my screen so everybody can see who wins. All right. Here we go. This is our random picker website that we're using. I'm going to refresh it. And I'm going to paste the video link in here. Click fetch. No, don't include replies. No duplicates. 1 comment per person. And anything goes. All right, here we go. Loading the comments. Oh, there's so many comments. Jesus, look at this. 428 comments. Wow.
Beautiful.
That's a lot of people. And we're picking a winner, Juan TV. Juan TV.
Congratulations, Juan TV.
Juan TV.
Juan TV from the PR. From PR.
So Juan, make sure you have an email address. He is the one and only TV. Juan, please have an email address in your YouTube account, and I will use that email address to send you the $100 Amazon gift card. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and commenting. We appreciate you, Juan, and do something good with that money, right? I'm going to take a screenshot in case anybody wants to fight me later. Thank you, Juan TV.
That's awesome, though. Awesome.
Can't believe it.
Congratulations.
Congrats, Juan. See you soon.
Maybe we do the meetup down there at Juan's place in PR. We could do a meetup down there.
Go. You think there's a Buckeye bar down there? Or should we start?
You in the San Juan area?
Nah.
Cheers.
All right. So let's get into the show. We've done a lot of grab ass and position depth grades. We're going to go position by position, give you an A through F kind of grade, how we feel about the depth, not grading the quality. It's strictly the depth. All right.
It's not the quality of the depth.
Yeah. How do you feel about the depth? It's your opinion. It's an opinion-based show. We're going to go all three of us round robin. I think we'll start with Shawn first at the quarterback position, the most important position on the field. You have, almost forgot, Tristan Gebbia. How do you feel about Tristan? You got Kyle McCord in the 21 class. By the way, I should mention Tristan Gebbia is from the 2017 class. Jesus Christ.
That's the same class as Okuda and Browning and JK.
Wow.
Different perspective, I think. Wow.
This guy's like 30 years old. So anyway,
you know what?
Then you got,
I love that. That to me that's gold.
Look, it's been like 6 years.
Yeah.
6 years, and then he ends up in Columbus. Like, his journey did not start at a big, Columbus at Ohio State.
Right.
That's all. That is awesome. At 6 years in, and then he finally got to one of the elite programs in the country.
Right.
If the worst happens, it's great to have.
Exactly. Yeah. Just got his black stripe off yesterday, by the way. So you got Gebbia, Kyle McCord, Devin Brown, Lincoln Kindholes coming in the summer. Shawn, how do you feel? How do you grade the depth of this quarterback room?
I would put it at a B. And I don't know, maybe I should bump that a little bit because of Gebbia. Obviously, I really like the two guys competing for the starting job, but we really haven't seen either one of them play much football. So, maybe neither one of them's that good. You just don't know. It's big boy football, and a lot of guys don't work out. So, I got high hopes for both of them, but we'll see. And it's just, to me, the sky's the limit with these guys, but there's just nothing on tape for me yet to say. So I'm hopefully optimistic, but there's not much there.
You got a B, you said, right?
B, yeah.
Yeah, solid B. All right. That's on a roll. Jeff, what do you got for the quarterback room?
I'd like to give him like a high B, maybe like an 88%, where you're close to an A, but
B+?
The main thing is a high B plus, because like Shawn said, we think they could both do it at the top. They're both guys at the top, but we still have to see it. So
Yeah.
Not quite an A yet, but the talent of the two guys battling for the starting job and the freshman that's coming in, and you got a 30-year-old mixed in there in the mix. You got to like the experience. So yeah, we're gonna go 88, 89% B plus, with eyes on moving up.
Okay. So 88 or 89% gets you a B plus, right? Is that what you just said?
Most times it does.
Okay.
Where you at?
I'm going A minus. I feel really good about the first two quarterbacks. And obviously we've never had to go, we've had to go down to a second guy, rarely, but it's usually like a chugs, and Jebbia is our chugs. So I feel good about having Devin Brown, Kyle McCord, starter and backup. That's why I go A minus. I think either one of these guys can lead us to a victory.
Dude, I just gotta respectfully disagree. I mean, if CJ Stroud were coming back, then I say you could put us in an A category. But I mean, there's nothing here. There's nothing that we've seen. It's hope.
Okay. Hope in one hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Watch Stroud get drafted first overall in the other hand.
All right. Yeah, that's happening. That's real. So I feel really good. I have not felt good about our backups in the past, our second string and beyond, since I guess Kyle was fine in 2021 when he had to start against Akron, but it's a good thing it wasn't a conference, a Big Ten team. That would have been a different story.
League game, Smokey.
Exactly, league game. So that's why I'm going A minus. I feel good about our backup. I think our backup could probably win 10, 11 games in the Big Ten, regardless of who it is. So let's go running backs. Running backs, let's run through that. We got in the 2020 class, you got Mayan, you got Chip Trainum, you got Travion Henderson, you got Evan Pryor in the 21 class, and Dallin Hayden in the 22 class. 5 dudes. Shawn, how do you grade this running back room?
Crowded. Too many dudes. I mean, it's an A. There's too many dudes. There's not enough footballs. I like all of these guys. Every single one of those dudes you just mentioned, I think can play this game and play it at a high level. Is Pryor going to be there for us this year? He could put himself at the top tier of that. But you saw the Trainum thing. If Henderson gets back to what he looked like as a freshman, obviously he's going to be one of the best in the country. It's an A. There's depth. I don't know. It's to me, I feel like a year or so ago, we're like, what's happening? Our running back's going down. There's nobody here. We're so worried about it. And now, if we're going to start the season with these 5 guys healthy, I mean, good night. I mean, every one of those guys could be a starting Power 5 running back.
Exactly. Yep. Jeff, what do you think? Did you give a grade, Shawn? I didn't.
A, solid A plus.
Solid A. All right. Jeff?
I'll piggyback that and say solid A. Like you said, with the one caveat being health. If we're starting next season, first game with Indiana with all 5 of them suited up and able to play if needed, then I would feel good about any. I would probably, if any of the 4 minus Trainum, I would feel great about them being our number 1 going into the season. I think Chip is a solid 2, is a solid backup for any team in the country. But I think he's just kind of limited. It's like the all every down back. But yeah, I mean, if they're all healthy, they're all talented. They've all proven. All of them have shown that they can perform. Whereas, the quarterback room we're looking at, none of them have shown, so solid, as solid A as it can be. And we get them at their best, it's going to easily be an A+, possibly the most productive room on the team, which will battle the next position you're going to bring up, I'm sure.
Right.
I mean, what's
Okay,
the eligibility on these guys? I mean, I think there's so much that, the guys start bouncing out of here.
Well, you got Mayan's
4 of them
gone,
can come back next
Chip's
year.
gone, Henderson could be gone. Pryor realistically will be back. And Dallin
Pryor and
will be
Hayden.
back. So yes, you could lose 3, definitely 2 at the
But
minimum.
Mayan and Tranum don't have to be gone, right? With the
Yes,
COVID
they do.
shit.
No,
They don't get COVID year.
I think they do.
They're 2020 guys.
No, Mayan was here. Mayan was there.
He's
for COVID.
2020.
Oh, he came in.
And he's a red shirt though. So
He
that's
did,
21,
yeah.
22. He's at least got a year. I don't know about Tranum because Tranum
All right.
transferred
Well,
in.
even if he has another year of eligibility, what's he coming back for? Is he going to get suddenly better?
Yeah,
No, right.
I think I agree with you, Joe, that even if he does have a year of eligibility, it would most likely end up being somewhere else, just because of the younger, more as productive guys coming behind him, because everybody will be coming back. So,
Do any of these guys leave after spring and be like, look, it's too crowded? I'm not.
I thought that too, Shawn, because they would want to get the head start at a new program. But with Mayan very limited, and Trey is out completely, Pryor's out completely, right? They're not doing any contact this spring. I think with Chip and Hayden being the main 2, getting the work, those would be the 2 that, or not Chip, but Dallin was the most worried I was about transferring. I can't imagine Pryor would be if he's rehabbing. I can't imagine somebody jumping in a portal while they're not even able to play. They wouldn't be a hot commodity, I wouldn't think. So I think by the lack of depth here in the spring, I think that keeps them all coming into the fall. Unless there's something personal that goes on, outside of field production. I would see them all coming back, at the start of fall practice. Joe, do you agree?
Right. Well, yeah, I think we're walking into a scenario where 2024, where we have a 2-man running back room outside of the recruits coming in, which we have none in the 23.
Pryor Hayden.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. I don't know why Mayan would come back. That seems pointless because he's not going to change. He is what he is. He could have actually left after last year, in my opinion.
Yeah,
because he's shown enough on tape, and he's not going to change drastically. He's just going to get more reps on his body, right?
Yeah, like he would be going somewhere. I could picture him transferring somewhere to be like the lead back, similar to like what was his name that came from Wake Forest to Michigan State, had the 1 year. Like he's killing it for the Seahawks right now.
The third, whatever the third.
Yeah, the running back they had Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker.
Right.
Like I could picture Mayan being a guy like going to Wake Forest or something, a school like that, to be, their
I don't know.
back.
That doesn't make sense to me because he's not going to be a different guy going somewhere else. I think you go to the league, you got the most out of your abilities at Ohio State.
I got you.
You got to. I mean, there's no. So anyway, getting back to the grade, I'm going. I don't know. I'm feeling like an A-, just because we don't know what Travion is coming back from the injury. Yeah.
His health is the whole thing, because if he's if he's healthy 100% out of the freshman year, yeah, he's one of the best running backs in the country. And then you have a whole bunch of guys really good right behind him. But if he's elite, yeah, but that's the big question. He's coming back off of surgery, and we won't see him in the spring. So it's a huge question.
All right, we got to speed it up here. Let's go receivers, Shawn. Huge group of dudes, ranging from Xavier Johnson to 4 freshmen that obviously Carnell Tate we just talked about at the beginning of the show, standing out in the scrimmages. So how do you grade this room, Shawn? I'm guessing a D- range, something like that.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna I probably would have went B+, but with the emergence of Tate, I'm going A- with this guy.
Oh, wow.
Obviously the starters are freakish. Johnson's the X factor, Ballard, ups and downs, and then the new guys. And I'm not a concern. Receiving room is not a concern point for me at all.
Okay.
At this point.
All right, Jeff, what do you think?
The highest grade you can give a position group before a spring game. Whatever, if you can give them 100%, I wouldn't, we're at the highest A, the most solid of an A that you can get.
A big fat A.
Yeah.
Right up.
Yeah. Our starters are elite.
Yeah.
Our backups, I think would be as productive as any other team's starting receivers. They might not be elite like our starters, but I think we would production wise. Xavier Johnson, as a guy that I have total confidence in a guy like Xavier Johnson if he comes in the game, and he was a walk-on. But we're just on point in that room. So as solid of an A as you can give him at this point in the season.
I like it. I'm going A+. I'm right there with you, Jeff. I don't know how you could downgrade this group at all. When Brian Hartline says they have 6 to 7 dudes that can start right now, I'm like, I think we're in good shape, even though he will not play 6 to 7 guys most likely. But yeah, A+. Not a lot to negate that grade. Shawn, what do you think about tight ends? This room is in a little bit of flux outside of the starter, right? I mean, when you think about 12 and 13 personnel.
I mean, I'm a big Stover fan. But yeah, I just got to go C. There's nothing here that excites me that much. Stover had a couple huge games, so I love his game sometime. I think that Christian's supposed to be good. Royer, I think, made a nice catch, they said, or something, but I don't know. I think these guys are mainly plug-in players, and I don't know who excites you in this room. I'm a solid C, but that's a solid C where I don't think it's even gonna matter. I don't think a ton of these guys are that much better than the other one. So the solid average depth is just that.
I'm with you, Jeff. What do you think? What do you got for the tight ends?
I might go. I'd probably go C+, like a 79%, maybe not quite a B, but it just we don't know what we have as far as depth, really. We have a lot of guys, of course, with 4-star tight ends back there, but we don't know if they can be elite tight ends. I think Stover's great. I think Stover can be a pro. I really have no judgment. I have no judgment on any other tight end in our program. It's a big waiting. It's a big let's find out something this year position on the team. Where are we at in that room? Because G. Scott should be making a big move this year. Royer, I saw him on the field due to injury and stuff, but I saw him against Georgia. If they trusted him enough to put him on the field in a game like that, hopefully he made a big stride this year too. So too much wait and see, though. Too much wait and see.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm actually going to downgrade even lower. I'm going D because of what you guys just said. Actually, I don't think it's enough depth. Outside of Cade, Joe Royer played very little. And you also got to remember, we got to make up for Mitch Rossi's snaps last year. Cade had over 700 snaps. Mitch Rossi almost 300. G. Scott 140, Joe Royer 35, Sam Hart 18, Bennett Christian 9. So you got to remember, we're making up two dudes, or not two dudes, but kind of a combo here with Rossi. So yeah, D. I got to go D because I just haven't seen it on the field. Joe Royer.
You know what though?
missed-
But let Stover has an opportunity to go all world, and like Jeff said, he'll play in the league. The dude's a baller. You know, he'll block. He's tough. He'll make. You know, he's made some catches I didn't even know he was capable of making. So again, I think he's what pulls him up a little bit higher than what you're saying.
I get your point, but I'm concerned about when Ryan Day just said Saturday that, you know, we're still going to do 12 personnel big time this year. He said specifically, I need 3 tight ends that can play. That's where I get concerned because I haven't seen 3 starting tight ends.
Right. That's what I was getting at too, Joe. Like you said, like exactly. I haven't seen 3 starting tight end. But you know, who's gonna when one of the tight ends has to fill the role of Rossi, not just the snaps, but the type of snaps he was in for.
Right.
Almost like a fullback. It's a lot of times.
Exactly.
So you know, Royer doesn't seem like that guy. Is G. Scott going to be able to move into that type of role? That's going to be huge because that's a big part of that 12 personnel.
Rossi was a hammer. Scott cannot hammer like Rossi.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we haven't seen him hammer like Rossi. I'm not going to tell any of these kids that I don't know personally. You can't. I don't think they can do it.
We got to
give them a chance. We got to find out. I think. I don't think we found out.
I just think a whole different build, a whole different body from what Guy Scott and Rossi are. I'm not trying to say, hey, Rossi or Scott, you can't do what you put your mind to. But I'm just saying these are completely different type of bodies and skill sets, in my opinion. Guy Scott should be able to kill you up the middle with his speed in his hands, and Rossi is gonna be the lead blocker on a play. And to me, we
don't have another tight end I don't know who is gonna be able to fill the role that Rossi has. I don't think we have a tight end built like Rossi. And
6'1",
kind of
250. No.
No. He really wasn't a tight end. You know, he was like an H-back, fullback that we just had to use him in places. But so that'll be interesting to see how that develops. But you're right, Joe. We don't have any evidence of having 3 guys of that quality. You mark him as a D. I put him as a mid C. So
Steven Cherry says the tight ends wet the bed against team up north. Yeah, they didn't do much. I'll tell you that. I can fucking tell you that for sure, for certain. All right, let's talk.
But they're not the only ones. Yeah, O-line.
Right.
Here we go.
O-line, you got a lot of dudes that have never taken a snap. Shawn, we're going right back to you. Give me your letter grade for the O-line.
I'm gonna go C+.
Okay.
Really?
I think you've got the base of your line. I think you're starting to figure out the interior of it. Like I said, they're moving in this Vamahi. I think he's going to be able to sub in on either one of those guard spots. So I think they're working on these things. Cutler's in there. Again, a guy with some experience where I think they're figuring it out. I don't know if these guys are going to be elite coming out, but I think the depth might be better than it has been. with Amaya and Cutler coming in there as the first two guys in.
All right. Interesting. Jeff, what do you think?
I think Shawn's way off base here. Way off
No.
base. Shawn, you threw our tight ends a fucking D plus because you don't think there's any depth and you haven't seen anything outside of Stover. Yet you're gonna give the higher rating to the backup offensive lineman we have. At least I think in our tight end room, we have those guys that are 4 stars and they were highly regarded tight ends. We just haven't seen them produce yet or make that leap to be able to play. Some of our offensive linemen that are down in 2s or maybe in the 3s, they were projects taken at the end of the recruiting cycles, it seemed like. Some 3-star guys. And we have zero proof that any of them can belong on a Big Ten field. Zero. D
I don't know.
plus.
You got 20,
Well, I
20
didn't. You're not even
guys.
gonna let me get my grade. Hey, let me put the grade. Let me finish.
Jeff
finish my
feeling
sentence
sassy
here.
tonight.
Well,
Jeff.
that just seems asinine. To me, the grading of the offensive line higher than the tight ends. I give them a solid D. Then there's a whole lot to prove. Our starting 5 has a lot to prove still. So
Jeff,
I
bring in
say
the D.
D. Yeah. Retort, Shawn, if you will.
I just think we got there are some senior dudes. They were 3-star guys coming in, but they've been in the system now for 4 years. They're still there. They're not kicked out. Guys like LaRoe, Tutan, James, these guys have been in there forever. And yeah, they might not be world beaters, but I don't know. These guys are probably going to be in the 2 deep, and it might not be that big of a fall off from our starters.
Honestly, Shawn, as you say that, I'm going to give my grade. I'm right in line with Jeff. I'm going like D plus. Like, I'm not going to go as hard as Jeff did on those guys, but we got a lot of dudes that have not ever seen the field. I'm talking Trey LaRue, Grant Toutant. Obviously, Enoch Vamahi got worked over yesterday. Ben Chrisman. Zen Mahalski is in the battle with Tegra. Tegra is only a second-year guy at the right tackle. Fitzpatrick, Henry. We haven't heard boo from these guys. So I'm very concerned about this O-line and the depth. And I've said this for weeks now, once you get past those starters, and we haven't even gotten a perfect starting lineup with the ones. Once you get past that, it is a fucking nightmare. It is like a fucking waterfall, man. So I'm going D plus, not quite as low as Jeff, but right in the same realm. I'm very concerned about the depth of the O-line.
Well, I certainly think that the O-line is the biggest concern on this team for next year. There's nothing to me even close, but
okay.
We are in agreement there.
Yes,
we are definitely in agreement there.
All right.
But yeah, we'll see.
Stephen Cherry has a great topic idea. Let's grade the coaches. Yes. Next week, we're going to grade the coaches. I love that idea. I don't know how we're going to grade them, but
we can look at recruiting rankings and maybe the performance of their position groups in the spring game.
Yeah. Some haven't been on staff for more than a year, though.
Yeah.
Defensive side, anyway.
I have some feelings on a couple of them.
All right, good. Next week, Stephen, I promise we will do coaching grades because I love that idea. Tonight, we got to get through these positions. D-line, let's switch it over to the defense. Shawn, D-line, you can divide it up into ends and tackles or just go full group. How do you grade this D-line?
I would say I'll give the D-line a B plus. I think
B plus.
B plus.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think the foundation's there for this line to dominate this year with Sawyer and JT. I mean, JT should be, to me, maybe the best D lineman in all of college football this year. I expect big things out of that guy. And then with Hall and Tyleek and our dudes in the middle, I think we're solid as shit in the middle. And then I think you got some guys that are going to come in and do some things, whether it's Curry or who's that monster that you showed me? That picture.
Kenyatta.
Yeah. Jeez. I mean, I'd be surprised if he doesn't do something just by that physique.
Right. Okay. Jeff, what do you got? What do you got for the D line? Let's just blanket them all together.
Yeah. It's as a whole, the backups at end, the backups in the interior, A-. I mean, I'm probably a percentage point or two off of Shawn. I mean, I'm confident. I'm confident as long as health doesn't become an issue, and we can't afford to lose 2 or 3. But I think we have maybe 7 D linemen total out of that front that they could rotate.
Yeah.
Or, they would be able to play at a high level consistently. So, and not to mention again, your starters are potentially elite, like our receivers. So the depth, I think the depth is there too. Yeah. So we'll go low A-.
Okay.
I expect them to be an A+ at the end of the year. I expect to be able to go back and go. Yeah, they're an A+. They performed great.
Okay, I'm going B- just because we have no depth at D tackle. That's the main issue. Jaden McKenzie, I'm not sure he's ever played a meaningful snap ever. He did have 58 last year. My bad. They were all in the beginning of the season. So that's a wasted spot at D tackle. Ty Hamilton, I don't know why he plays so much over Michael Hall. Michael Hall's running with the 2s. Tyleek, Michael Hall got to play more. And then behind the D line or the D ends, we haven't seen anybody in game. So I'm like, Kenyatta looks like a fucking beast out there. Right. Yes, he does. Caden Curry, he had a good beginning of the season last year, but then he fucking like plateaued and maybe tapered off. Amari,
I'm real high on him, Joe. That's kind of where I really like
Curry,
the depth because of Kenyatta's ascension and Curry. I think Curry is. I expect a lot out of him. But
we haven't seen this in games against real competition. That's my point. That's why I go with the lower grade, because all I've seen is Sawyer, JT, Curry against a shitty Arkansas State team last year. And then these D tackles, if Michael Hall goes down again, what happens? Hero Canoe is running with like the 3s in spring practice right now. Then there's nothing until the freshmen come in. So that's my concern with the depth.
Well, yeah, you know what? What did I say? B+? I think after Jeff explained it and said, we probably got 7 guys across there we could put in. That made a lot of sense, and you're right. And that made me want to bring my grade down because, I mean, we like to have 10 guys that you can put in there. Either, 6 tackles and 4 ends, or 5 tackles and 5 ends that you feel good about.
To that point, when you talk scholarship numbers, according to Ryan Day, he said this last year. He broke down every position number by number. D ends, 8. D tackles, 8. We don't have that. Because if you remember back to recruiting this past, end of December, right before the first signing date, We were in on 3 5-star DNs, got none of them. We got none of them. So we have 3, 6. We have 6 right now, 2 freshmen coming in at DN. We got 2, 4, 5 right now at D tackle, 2 freshmen coming in.
That's
So
a little tough.
I understand we're close. We're close on the numbers, but the quality is my concern. You know, we're very young once you get past your starters. You know, so let's look at linebackers, Shawn. You know who we got there? We got 6 dudes basically and a freshman coming in. What do you give for the linebacker grade?
I'll give them an A. I think we got so many dudes here.
All right.
I think with Eichenberg, who's did they already say preseason All-American for Eichenberg?
Yeah.
Chambers, I expect to be Chambers.
Yeah.
And then I'm starting to hear some good things out of these spring things about some of these linebackers that we hadn't heard about, like Powers and Carrico and some of these guys that are out there making some plays. So, and then you got Simon and Hicks and Avril Reese. I think there's some sick dudes in that room.
Okay. I like it. Jeff, what do you got for the linebackers?
Yeah, I'm about the same spot, maybe B plus. Yeah, you expect Eichenberg to be an All-American. Steel Chambers, he could have a season like a Darren Lee, I think, and really flash. Because the type of NFL linebackers, they're like Steel Chambers. They're quick, they run to the ball, they'll tackle, they're smart, instinctive. So yeah, I mean, Arvell Reese coming in, you get CJ Hicks, Carrico, Cody Simon, if he's healthy, is a starter, I think. I think you get pretty much close to the same production from him after Steele. Yeah, so B plus. I mean, we only have 2 in our defense, so
Right.
Yeah, B plus.
Okay. I'm gonna go B for the linebackers, just because I know we have a solid 2 deep. I feel good about obviously Tommy, Steele as your starters, Simon filling in at the mic for Tommy, and then at the will, you got to go with CJ Hicks. But I still am going to complain when we talk about the coaches next week. Thank you, Stephen. We are going to talk about why certain players are not on the field. And I think you know where I'm going there. So I'm going to be for the LBs. Let's go safeties. Shawn, what do you think about the safety room?
I would give that a B plus. Yeah, B plus.
Okay.
Yeah. Proctor coming back, the 24-year-old. Ransom coming back. Martinez been in the system. The injury today, let's see how that goes. That could take it down a notch to just a straight B. Styles is somehow gonna, Styles brings it back up even if Jihad's down. So yeah, B plus.
Okay. Jeff.
I'll go slightly below that, just a solid B.
Okay.
I do like the depth as far as experience in the room. But a lot of plays left on that field last year from that position group. So
yeah,
exactly. I feel good about the depth as far as able to be on the field, but the production was bad. So that kind of keeps it. Even the guys we had coming back, they got a lot of plays made on them. Proctor, even Ransom, So yeah, solid B.
Okay. I'm very concerned about this position because all of our starting safeties and they're all from the 2020 class. So it's fourth year in the program or transferred in, except Proctor, his sixth year. We had 0 safeties come in the 2021 class, and then we just had Kai Stokes and Sonny Styles in the 22 class. So then we got 3 freshmen coming in. So I'm fine with the starters, no issues there, but I'm concerned about who comes in again, like the O-line, that drop off from the 1s to the 2s. That's why I'm going B-, almost a C+.
Sonny Styles makes it different.
Yeah, but they aren't playing him at a traditional safety, Shawn, yet.
That's where they still got him listed. And so if we're rating safeties, then that's how I'm rating it.
Okay. All right, let's go corners, last position group. We got some good ratings here in the chat. But go ahead, Shawn, on the corners.
Cornerbacks, from Igbino's sons really brought it up for me, and I'm going to give these guys a B. I like Burke and Hancock. I think they're going to be solid. This Igbino son, or am I saying that right?
Igbinoson, IGB.
Igbinoson. He looks good. I feel like it's in better shape this year than it's been in a couple years as far as the depth goes. So, and I think, did I read somewhere that they are rotating 4 dudes in there with the 1s? I guess maybe some people would look at that as a bad, but I think Burke and Hancock, they're going to be 1s, but do we have 2 other guys that are 1s essentially? This IGS or whatever.
Jeff, what do you got?
B, like a
B,
solid
okay.
75%. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I am excited about Igbinoson. I think he's going to earn a lot of playing time this year. But I'm not sold. I haven't seen Jordan Hancock give me any reason to believe he can be a shutdown corner for Ohio State. And I'm not saying he hasn't had a lot of plays to show me he hasn't, or he doesn't have the capability either. But that's just part of the problem. I don't know. I don't feel good about the depth when he's a guy that has constant hamstring problems. So I overall as a group, solid C. They got a lot to prove this year. All of them, even Burke.
Okay.
I think he has a lot to prove.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of there with you, but I'm going to go a B-. I'm a little bit more optimistic on this group because the health of Jordan Hancock is number one. Igbinoson has been rotating in there with Burke and Hancock. So he's going to be, I believe, your 3rd corner in when needed. Jair Brown put on some weight. He looks solid, but I believe we've got a good 3 starting, at least, 2 starting corners if Hancock is 100%, which he says he is, and there's no reason to say he isn't. So I feel good, but again, when you get past those 3, it's quite the fall off, in my opinion. So that's the thing. It's always about depth, and until you see it on the field, you almost can't really assume anything, right? So
Exactly.
anyways, so we got some great ratings in the chat. Appreciate Steven and Tyrone chiming in with their ratings. These guys are in line, I think, with more of how I feel and maybe Jeff feels. But anyways, we appreciate Juan TV for joining the contest, winning the big hundo. Congrats, Juan TV. I will send your gift out first thing in the morning. as it is getting late. And we appreciate everybody. Please subscribe to the channel. Stay subscribed. We're going to be doing another giveaway at some point. Not sure if that's going to be 2,500 subscriptions, 5,000. I don't know. It could be sooner. Who knows? Could be 2,000. We're well over 1,600 right now. So we'll do another one, another big, probably $50 to $100 giveaway. So stay tuned. Keep it locked in here. Jeff and Shawn, appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
As always, thank you and good luck.